Good solution. Let's take a look at the different solutions available here. Let's talk about a linear model. What exactly happens in a linear model? In this case, I'm going to go into a slide and pick up my pointer so that there might be some highlights that I'm going to be pointing out here. So just please bear with me for a quick moment here. I get the pointer options and ballpoint felt highlighter. Okay, so here it is. Okay, in a linear model, what really happens, once again, I'm a real fan of red color here, so if you don't mind, ink color is going to be red. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so in a linear model, what happens is you've got a call center that loads the data, and you've got multiple agents here that will basically start loading the data and start calling in. And let's take a business example or a business case of generating leads for mortgages. The agent will call a homeowner. Once the homeowner asks them all kinds of questions if they might be interested in refinance. Once they agree to that, then they would capture all the information like loan amount, property value, interest rate, and all that kind of good stuff, and enter that information into some sort of a web-enabled system. And then the mortgage brokers would then log in and extract that information from that web-enabled system. That's more of a linear model. You've got one call center with multiple agents contacting a homeowner, putting it into the web-enabled system, and then distributing that lead to the either the financial institution or mortgage company or independent broker. The challenges in this is to be able to scale up, and there are three different factors that really become challenging. One is to scale up the quantity. Second is to manage quality, and the third is redundancy. How do we manage these three beasts, these three animals that we need to control and take into consideration? Scalability, getting quantity leads, getting quality leads, and then redundancy. Let's look into that. How do we address that part by going into the next slide here. So in order to go to the next slide, I come in here. Now here we look at it is you create a distributed delivery model. As we spoke about linear, there's only one call center, but in this case now you've got call center 1 that could be pretty much in, say, Philippines, Manila. You could have a call center 2 in Ireland. This could be in South America. This could be in Canada. So you can have multiple call centers now getting plugged in and calling multiple homeowners and having the CRM as the driving technology managing these particular multiple call centers. So rather than really waiting on one call center to dial and being dependent on that call center and also taking into consideration the cost factor, what you do is you eliminate that and you have multiple call centers around the world start dialing for you, and then let the technology be able to plug all the different call centers into the system and start doing reporting features, and then be able to distribute those particular leads to multiple companies. Now what you've done is by having a distributed model, delivery model, you can scale up the quantity by minimizing your risk factors on cost if you had your own call center. Now because you have a powerful technology that is driving the results, it can scale up the quantity. So we address the quantity that way. Let's move into quality. What happens is, like, when you have multiple call centers that are dialing and putting it into the system, then you want a verification center. So what you do is you get a verification center before that particular call is being that call is being migrated to anybody else. So you basically do the verification right here, and then once the lead is verified, so all the calls are really getting thrown into the verification call center, and then it is going through the system being cleaned up, and now you've really captured the beast of the quality. So now again the technology is incorporating right here the flexibility and facility to incorporate a verification call center as well as multiple call centers around the world whereby addressing quantity and quality. That's how you're addressing quantity and quality. So let's go into the next slide. It's just going to show you some arrows. Okay, verification center. Now the way you address redundancy is just like how you have multiple call centers around the world, call center 1, 2, 3, and 4. you also have then multiple verification centers that are, if there's a overflow of calls, it can go to one call center and be migrated, or the call flow can migrate into verification 1 and 2. But once again, the CRM, the technology, is the driving factor that's connecting all these call centers, connecting all these verification centers, and then distributing the data into multiple companies. This distributed delivery model is a very powerful model that can be applied to any business that is looking to scale up the quantity of business that they want to get in, the quality that they want to be able to match, and redundancy. So that's the distributed delivery model for you folks, and we'll continue on to our next slide to talk about other systems here.